Hello, everyone, and welcome back to lesson 4 of Job Interview Bootcamp. Today, we are going to face the most dangerous question in an interview. What is your greatest weakness? I know, a lot of people are afraid of this question, but relax. The weakness, the weakness trap is not a forever trap. It's a very simple challenge we can face together. And y'all are good. I believe in you. Okay? But first, we have to analyze the situation. Why do they ask this? Okay? Why do they do this? Because they want to know if you are actually a person or a robot. Not exactly that, but it's like, do you know your own flaws? Do you know how to use them to your advantage? And especially, will your flaws influence your performance at the job? So, let's say you have, I don't know, you are not so good with numbers, but you always come around this challenge by doing something. So the weakness is something that you overcome that exists, but you use it to your advantage or you try to overcome that, okay? But let's talk about something before that. Most candidates, they panic in this moment, okay? Because they think like, oh, if I tell the truth, I won't get the job, so I will lie. And they say the most terrible cliche answer in history, like, oh, I'm a perfectionist, I work too hard. Guys, please stop. Never say that. Recruiters hear this 10 times a day. It sounds fake. It sounds arrogant. And it makes them think that you are hiding something. So do not say, "Oh, I'm a perfectionist. I work too hard." Do not say that, okay? But also, you shouldn't say like, "I'm lazy" or "I hate waking up early," because that just gives a bad impression of yourself. So let's analyze the situation and let's think, what is the secret? What is what can I do? Well, the secret is the strategy called system over trait. Okay? Let's talk about this system over trait thing. Basically, you need to admit to your flaws with this system. The first part of the system is the struggle, okay? The struggle, the trait. You have to admit the real weakness, but but pay attention, this is important. It must be a weakness that is fixable. As I told you before, weaknesses that you can overcome. Public speaking, delegating things, time management, the system or the solution. It's the most important part because you don't just say you have a problem. You explain the tool or the habit you use to fix the problem. So, for example, I struggle with this, so I use that to fix it, basically. Let me give you an example. I sometimes, sorry, I sometimes struggle with Excel, so I use Google Sheets to fix my problem or to manage it, basically. When you do this, you stop being a risky candidate and you become a responsible professional because you do have a problem, but this problem is not exacerbated. It's not uh, too big that it cannot be fixable. And you also don't sound cocky, like braggy, like you're bragging anything. Okay, now let's talk about the safe list. I already told you a couple of ones. Public speaking, time management, delegation, being too direct. So, for example, you have a weakness and then you have the solution, the system, the struggle, and the system. So, for example, public speaking, preparation, rehearsing, Toastmasters courses, and etc. Time management, Google Calendar, time blocking, alarms, Trello, etc. Delegation, project management tools, weekly team check ins. Being too direct, pausing before speaking, taking courses of soft skills, and blah, blah, blah. So you have solutions, simple solutions for your issues. It's important that you say them. Never, al- don't allow the person who is hiring you, the HR person, don't allow them to think of the answer. You have to give the answer because if they think, maybe they will think the wrong thing that you don't want them to think. Okay? Be clear. Now, these are red flags. Never say this, okay? They can cause you to lose your job almost immediately. I'm lazy. I have trouble waking up early. Damn it. I have trouble waking up early. I don't like working with people. I am a perfectionist. So we have the reasons. If you say you're lazy, you show lack of motivation. Okay? If you say that you have trouble waking up early, you show unreliability. So, for example, you're not reliable. I can't trust you to be on time, to do stuff that I want you to do. I have a problem here. Sorry. I don't like working with people. Shows bad culture fit. And this is very important. Culture is very important. If you fit the culture, you fit. Okay? I'm a perfectionist. This is so cliche. Everyone says this. Don't do it. Now let's read a full example, okay? Option A, if you struggle with organization, you might want to say, to be honest, I can sometimes get a bit disorganized if I have too many tasks. Because of that, I rely heavily on my Google Calendar. I block time for every single task, and this system ensures I never miss a deadline. So you are showing the issue, you are disorganized, and then you are saying how this affects you because uh, it can get messy on your timeline. But then you say to the interviewer that you rely on Google Calendar, which is a tool that helps you to fix this problem. So it's not a problem forever. It's a problem that you have, but in your work you can fix it with this tool. Second example, if you get nervous speaking, I sometimes get nervous when I have to present to large groups. This is your problem. So I developed a routine. This is your fixing moment. I always prepare my slides 3 days in advance and I rehearse in front of a mirror. This preparation helps me feel confident and perform well. This is your solution and why this helps you. Option C, if you have trouble delegating tasks. In the past, I'm going to tell you now that this is very good to talk about something that you had but you don't anymore. I struggled with delegation because I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. This is your problem. However, I am working on this. This is your solution. Now, I use Trello to assign tasks to my team, and we have brief check ins. It helps me trust the process more. This is your solution plus why it's helping your job and your productivity. This is so, so important for the interview. Common mistakes that you should avoid. The humble brag. This is the most common one. It's the perfectionist. So all the time You were talking about your like the thing that you do that your weakness. You're talking about your weakness, but you say things that are too cliche, that are too already on the book. They already heard this many times. Oh, I work too hard. I am a perfectionist. This is bad because recruiters, they hear this every day. Okay? They hear this all the time. It sounds so fake. And also, it sounds like you don't know yourself and you're using like a regular thing, a regular sentence that everybody uses, and you have no creativity or knowledge about yourself. Terrible. To fix this, you choose a real human weakness like time management or public speaking. The fatal flaw, okay, which are the red flags. It's admitting a weakness that prevents you from doing the job. So also if this type of weakness, it's like too harsh. If you have this weakness, you won't be able to do the job. So you cannot use this like I'm not good with numbers for a finance job. You need to be good with numbers. That's not the weakness you're going to use. I hate waking up early for a 9 to 5 job. You have to wake up early. I struggle with authority for any job. You have to be you have to have authority, okay? So you have to choose a weakness that is fixable and not central to the role survival. So it can't be related to the role itself. It has to be a more my tip for you is use something related to organization because that's something you can fix. Confession without action. This is the last mistake to avoid. Just stating the problem, I'm really disorganized, and stopping there. This is really bad because you just highlight your problem. You don't give the fix to the problem. And as I told you before, you cannot leave it up to the recruiter. The recruiter cannot imagine the solution. You have to say the solution. It has to come out of your mouth. For example, never state a weakness without the immediate solution. The formula always is weakness plus correction. Okay? Use the system. Now I have a homework for you. You have to select one weakness from the safe list that applies to you or another one of your own. Identify the tool or system to fix it. Write your sentence using the formula I struggle with the problem, so I use the tool to help me, okay? This is so important for your interview. And we are done. It's a lot of content. Today was a very special lesson. I hope you liked it. Kisses from Teacher Bella, and I'll see you next lesson.